The Winnipeg Jets are having a historic start to this year's campaign. They have been incredible, and it has been one heck of a time to be a Winnipeg Jets fan. After that great win last week against the New York Rangers, the Jets headed down to Florida to play the Tampa Bay Lightning and the reigning Stanley Cup champions in the Florida Panthers. These were going to be two huge test games for the club, especially because we just beat Tampa about a week before that in Winnipeg, so going into their own barn, it was going to be a big matchup. It was supposed to be a big weekend of hockey, a big weekend of Winnipeg sports, and we got completely blown out in both games for the Jets, and the Bombers lost the Grey Cup as well to boot. They were not good games. The Florida Panther game was terrible. The Tampa Bay game was pretty pathetic. The Jets lost 4-1 to Tampa, and they didn't really have any real areas where they excelled at. They kind of just got completely outplayed. The Tampa Bay Lightning had prepared perfectly for the Jets to come in. It looked like they had been in the film room all week, and they were perfectly able to execute their game plan and beat the Jets handily. And then you go into Florida, and you get absolutely handled by the Panthers, 5-0. Embarrassing, the only words to describe it. Nothing was good in this game, and the team looked rough. Obviously this team is still elite, and I think some people were overreacting, but it was still rough. 2 losses like that especially with the undefeated away record, to go into 2 losses like that in Florida, it was rough. I think that we all kind of expected a better game against the Panthers than what we got. I think that was pretty shocking, honestly. They were atrocious in that game, and all eyes were on the Jets heading back to Winnipeg for this game tonight against the Florida Panthers in this home-and-home series. We play in Florida, we come back to Winnipeg to play them again, rubber match opportunity, and the Jets came out and they absolutely fired on all cylinders after that loss. After those 2 horrible losses and that terrible one against the Panthers, the Jets absolutely rebounded, played fantastic against the Florida Panthers, and were able to come out and, reassert themselves as a top dog, and showing, a message that I've been saying all season long, is that this team will not quit. This team does not bow down to a challenge. Even when they've been beat, they rise to the occasion, and they exactly did that. They were absolutely incredible tonight against the Florida Panthers, and they were able to beat the Florida Panthers by a score of 6-3, 2 empty netters handed to the Jets by Morgan Barron. 2 hilarious goals, honestly. He just a wild night. A lot of bad penalties on the Jets' hand. It wasn't a perfect game, but this is exactly the game that they needed. It was chippy, it was fast, there were a lot of good shots. Goaltending was elite tonight for both teams, and the Jets got the win exactly when they needed to. And this, like I said, this was a huge game for me. This game had, in my opinion, was the most important game of the season, because you lost badly to 2 good teams on the road. You come back home to have a rematch against a team that just smacked you 5-0. You got to show up, and that's exactly what Scott Arniel's team. The reason why Scott Arniel is leading for the Jack Adams Award right now is because of what he's got this team and the message they're buying into. They were ready for this game. They did not quit. They wanted the challenge. They wanted an opportunity to redeem themselves for that embarrassing loss, and that's exactly what they did tonight. The Jets were incredible. Looking in that first period, Kyle Connor, unassisted, his 12th of the year, gets things going on a beautiful backhanded shot. Mark Scheifele gets his 10th of the year, his first of the game, from Velarde and Morrissey to make it 2-0 end of that first period. Second period, Mark Scheifele again on the power play from Ehlers and Morrissey makes things 3-0. The Jets are looking sharp. They are dominating the play. Now, don't get me wrong, Florida was getting opportunities. The Jets were giving up a lot of power plays as well. Kill was being pretty effective, but AJ Greer gets his 2nd of the year from Nate Schmidt and Nozak to make it 3-1. At the end of that second period, so 3-1 end at Winnipeg, end of that second. Third period starts up, and it is a very, very close contest. Sam Reinhart on the power play makes it 3-2 Winnipeg. And then Mark Scheifele makes things at 4-2 right before Matthew Tkachuk ties it on, brings the Florida back to within 1 to make it 4-3. And it's a close game at this point. And like I said, Morgan-handed, short-handed goal, empty net goal. Gets that both goals shorthanded. Actually, I forgot about that. Vlad Domestikov takes a penalty. They're on the 6-on-4 penalty kill there for the Jets on that opportunity, and they were able to get 2 empty netters. Morgan Barron gets 2 empty netters, and the Jets come out and win this game on the back of a Mark Scheifele hat trick to boot as well. Connor Hellebuck gets the start and gets the victory. And the Jets end up winning this game and improve to a very, very, very impressive record. Top of the league still, with a record of 16-3. You gotta absolutely love it. You gotta love it. The Jets have been absolutely incredible this year. They've had moments of weaknesses, and they've bounced back every time that they've needed to. Obviously, except that Florida game after losing to Tampa. Nonetheless, though, they still bounce back when they need to at home to win that rubber match. And again, I really like what Arneal has gotten this team to buy into. They do not quit. That is, like, they really do. They battle hard, and I'm really impressed with this victory tonight. I'm glad that they were able to bounce back. I would have started to get a little bit worried if they lost 3 in a row. But you snap that the longest losing streak of the season so far at 2 games. You snap that, and it's smiles all around in Winnipeg, and for good reason. The Jets are back in the win column, reestablishing themselves after 2 bad losses that they are still a top team and will rebound quickly. That's exactly what they've done. Their next matchup's going to be on this Friday against the Penguins. That's going to be a good one. I don't wish Rutger McGroarty was going to be in it. I'm pretty sure he won't be. So maybe we'll get some more Where's Rutger chance. But we'll actually, no, I think they're going to be on the road again. Excuse me. I'm mistaken. They will be on the road, I believe, for that game. Nonetheless, though, it's going to be a heck of a game, and I cannot wait to see it. And I'm just glad that the Jets were able to rebound and win this game. Like I said, the areas that they needed to tonight to be good at, the top line really showed up, and they needed to be better. They were. The second line as well. I would say all the forward lines were more consistent tonight. The defense was okay. It wasn't as sharp as it's been in certain points of this season, but they still won the game, so it doesn't matter. And it was an improvement from where they were after that Florida game. And that's all, like I said, that's all I really wanted to see in this game was real pushback from that last game, assert themselves early. And that's exactly what the Jets were able to do. And they go on to win this game against the reigning Stanley Cup champions. 1-1 tie on that regular season series now with Florida. And you know what? I got to say, Florida, hell of a good team. This was a very entertaining matchup. Mark Scheifele is the GOAT of Winnipeg right now for a reason. The guy is just a beast and gets his 7th career hat trick, I believe it is. You gotta absolutely love it. So Jets win. I'm happy. You're happy. We're all happy. This is a great time to be a Jets fan, like I said at the start of this video, and I am just so glad this team's back in the win column because I got another reason to celebrate after that terrible Bombers loss at the Grey Cup on Sunday. I was there for that game. It hurt my soul. Nonetheless, though, thank you so much for watching. Glad the Jets are back in the win column, so make sure to comment your favorite moment from this game down in the comment section below, and what you think the Jets need to do to stay hot and keep this win streak and keep this type of play and record alive. Peace, love, and positivity as always. Go Jets, go. Make sure to subscribe, follow me on Twitter, Instagram. Check out all the affiliate links down in the description below. Have a great rest of your day. I'll see you guys next one. Goodbye.